Hi. If you've ever laid awake at night worrying about your child, this message is for you. Maybe nobody else sees it. Maybe everyone tells you they're fine. They'll grow out of it. Don't worry so much. But you're their parent and you know how much is inside of them. You see their kindness, their imagination. You see their beautiful heart. You see the child there at home, the child who talks nonstop about the things they love, the child with 100 ideas, the child who makes you laugh, the child who is wonderfully, beautifully themselves. And then, sometimes you watch them walk into a room full of other children and something changes. They stay close to you. They hang back. They watch. They hesitate. Maybe they want to join in. Maybe they don't know how. Maybe they're waiting to feel safe. And if you're anything like the parents I talk to every day, your heart hurts a little when you see it. Not because you want your child to be louder, not because you want them to be someone else, but because you don't want them to miss out. You don't want them sitting on the sidelines when they want to be part of something. You don't want them wondering if they are enough. You don't want them believing they're less capable than they truly are. You want the world to see what you see, the beautiful child standing right in front of you. And if I'm honest, that's one of the reasons I created Shy to Shine. Because I was that child. I was the shy child, the quiet one, the child who felt safer watching than being seen. I wasn't the first to raise my hand, if I ever did. I always hoped nobody will call on me. And when I did speak, I often spoke so quietly, people couldn't hear me. I remember wanting to belong, wanting to join in, wanting to be brave, but not knowing how. For years, I thought there was something I needed to fix. Now I know differently. Because some of the qualities I value most about myself today were already there. My empathy, my sensitivity, my thoughtfulness, my ability to notice what others miss. Those weren't weaknesses, they were strength. They simply needed the right environment to grow. And that's why I see shy children differently. When I meet a child who hangs back, I don't see a problem. I don't see a child who needs fixing. I see potential. I see a child gathering information. I see a child deciding whether it's safe. I see a child looking for belonging. And that's why I want every parent to hear this. Shyness isn't a flaw. It's often a child waiting for the right environment, the right people, the right experience, a place where they feel safe enough to be themselves. Because confidence doesn't usually come first. Belonging comes first. Feeling seen comes first. And then confidence begins to grow. One friendship, one smile, one brave step, one raised hand, one I did it at a time. Parents often tell me, I know my child has so much inside of them. And every single time I think, I know, I see it too. That's why Shy to Shine exists. Not to change children, not to make them louder, not to turn them into someone they're not, but to help them discover that who they already are is enough. So if you're listening to this and thinking she's describing my child, I want you to hear me. There is nothing wrong with your child. Nothing. In fact, some of the children I worry about least are those children others worry about most. Because I've learned that many of these children aren't lacking confidence. They're building trust. Trust in themselves, trust in the people around them, trust that it's safe to be seen. And when that trust grows, something beautiful happens. The child who once stood on the sidelines raises their hand. The child who once watched joins in. The child who once doubted themselves begins to believe, maybe I can do this. And that changes everything. Sometimes all a child needs is one place where they feel safe enough to shine. And that's exactly what we're creating inside Shy to Shine.